Okay, so this is the I section. This is called as unsymmetrical I section. Why it is called unsymmetrical? Because as you can observe, the top part, which is called as the flange, bottom part is also the flange. So top flange and bottom flange are different. Okay, so in the I section, the top flange and bottom flange are different. Therefore, it is called as unsymmetrical I section. Now, though it is unsymmetrical I section, the y-axis for figure number 1, 2 and 3, it is same, it is coinciding. Therefore, IYY can be calculated directly. So no need to use the parallel axis theorem and similarly the table. So because y is the axis of symmetry, so you can directly calculate IYY, that is dB cube by 12 for figure number 1, dB cube by 12 for figure number 2 and dB cube by 12 for figure number 3. 1, 2, 3. And accordingly you get the answer of IYY. Now when you have to calculate IXX, what we will do is, now this x-axis has been marked, but this x-axis is the x-axis of the entire I section. This is not the x-axis of individual figures. So if you want to mark the x-axis of the individual figures, so this will be figure number 1, figure number 2, somewhere here. I don't know whether it will be up or down, that can be calculated. And figure number 3. Now as you can see, they are not coinciding. These three are not coinciding. Because they are not coinciding, so what we need to do is, as we have studied in the parallel axis theorem, if we have to add the moment of inertia of multiple figures, it has to be about common axis. So what I will do is, for this axis number 1, axis number 2 and axis number 3, I will calculate the moment of inertia and I will transfer to this main neutral axis. Okay, we call it as neutral axis or the centroidal axis. Right? So how to do that? So that can be done using the parallel axis theorem. So what I have done is, for these three figures, I have made a table. Figure number 1, 2, 3. Figure number 1, you calculate the area. Figure number 2, you calculate the area. Figure number 3, you calculate the area. Add all of them. Okay. As we have studied in mechanics, you can calculate the y from the bottom. So for figure number 1, this will be the value of y. For figure number 2, this will be the value of y. And for figure number 3, this will be the value of y. Okay. So if you calculate here, the total height is 130 from 10 ka half. The 5 I have deducted from 130, so I get 125. Now this inner side, if you calculate, okay, this is 12, and then if you calculate this, you will get the answer here as 160. So you can calculate this value. If you calculate this, so how much you will get? 130 minus 10 minus 12. Okay, so that will be somewhere around 108. So this is 108. So half of 108 is 54. 54 plus 12, you get 66. And this 12 divided by 2, so 6. So you get the value of y. Then we calculate y bar as we have calculated in as we have done in mechanics. So what I have done, a into y, a into y, a into y. So I get the value of ay. Add all of this. Okay, 100 E3 matlab 100 into 10 raised to 3. So if I add all of them, I will get this. Then y bar can be calculated as summation of this divided by summation of this. Summation of ay upon summation of a. So I will get the answer as 57.9 mm. So that's my y bar. Either you can calculate in a table, or if you want, you can calculate directly. This I have just given you a table method. Okay, not necessarily you have to do with this method only. Then for ICG, because all these three are rectangles, so our formula is BD cube by 12. I put the value, get the answer. Now this is very important. How to get the value of H? This figure and this. या दोघांचा मी difference काढणार. So I am going to get this value. Then this figure and Y2. I am going to get H2. This figure and Y3. Difference I am going to get as H3. Right? So you get the value of, now this is a difference. So this is not a negative value. This is a difference. Okay. So you can always take this as a positive value. Even if you take it negative, doesn't make any difference, because while using we are going to do H square. But in the calculator you may make mistake. Therefore always write this value as positive. Okay. And then what I have done, I have used the parallel axis theorem. Ixx is equal to ICG plus AH square. So ICG is my centroidal moment of inertia. It's my centroidal moment of inertia. A is I have calculated here. So I have ICG, I have A, and I have H. So only thing what I have to do is put these values of ICG, area, and H in this particular formula. So you get this answer. So this is how you get the moment of inertia of figure number 1 about this axis, the centroidal axis. Similarly, you can calculate for figure number 2, figure number 3, and add them. So if you add all these three, you will get the answer of Ixx. Now Iyy we have already calculated. So if you want to calculate IP or Izz, what we have seen last time, so you can add these two, and accordingly you can get the answer of IP. Okay. So if we have to calculate moment of inertia about the base, or about top, or about any axis which is parallel to X, then what we'll do is your table will remain same. Okay, table मध्ये काहीच फरक नाही पडणार. एक small changes we have to make, right? See, कारण काय याच्यामध्ये this figure number 2, figure number 3, figure number 1, त्यांचा area, त्यांचा Y, त्यांचा ICG, these figures are going to remain same. They are not going to change. So now what I have to do is, in the previous case, what we have done is we have marked the neutral axis. So similarly, I will mark here. This is the neutral axis of figure number 1. This is neutral axis of figure number 2. And this is neutral axis of figure number 3. Now in this particular case, where I have to calculate moment of inertia about the base. बघा पहिल्या केस मध्ये आपण काय केलेलं, we have calculated the moment of inertia about the centroidal axis. मग सेंट्रोइडल ऍक्सिसला आपल्याला मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया काढायचा होता, म्हणून मला काय करायला लागलं, आय हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट द सेंट्रोइडल ऍक्सिस फर्स्ट. आय हॅव टू डिटरमाइन इट्स पोझिशन. बट आता या केस मध्ये डू आय नीड दिस सेंट्रोइडल ऍक्सिस ऑफ द एंटायर आय सेक्शन? नो, because I have to calculate moment of inertia about the base. So I got the area of figure number 1, y of figure number 2, the figure number 1, same for figure number 2 and 3. But then I don't want this. I don't want to calculate y bar. So I don't need this. I need area and y. हे मला पाहिजे. Then I need definitely individual figures मला moment of inertia मला पाहिजे. But now the change will be, the main change will be, your h is going to change. This h will not be the same. Now where will be your h? See, now my axis about which I have to calculate moment of inertia is this. You can see the purple line. So if for figure number 1, I have to calculate the moment of inertia, I have to transfer it all the way to this particular axis. So this particular distance is my h, h1. This will be my h2. And this will be h3. Now how to get this? How will you calculate this? So if it is the bottom, or the if you are calculating moment of inertia about the base, if you see the value of y bar, y from the bottom, so we have already calculated y from here. Okay, so this is nothing but y for figure number 1, y for figure number 2, y for figure number 3. So what I will do is, instead of saying h is equal to y minus y bar, which was for centroidal, now what I will do is I will change my formula and I will make it as h is equal to y. So whatever y you have calculated, directly this value of y you can write here. No need to calculate h, particularly when you are doing the calculation about the base. So this is for base. If you're saying that I'm calculating moment of inertia about base, then for this h can be calculated as h is equal to 1. Then rest of the calculations, see, except this particular part, entire table is same. Okay, entire table is same. Have you understood? 2 वेळा टेबल बनवणार का मग? तर तुम्ही 2 वेळा टेबल बनवणार का? So not required. So what you will do, so I will tell you that shortcut also again. जर तुम्ही ऑलरेडी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया या फिगरचा काढलाय अबाउट एक्स, ओके, and now you want to calculate moment of inertia about the base, so how you will calculate? I am using the previous answer of ICG. तो माझा सेंट्रोइडल एक्सिस है ना, 7.98 एक्सपोनेंशियल किती होतं 6 plus I am going to calculate area of the entire I section. एंटायर आय सेक्शन, मग या सगळ्यांचा तुम्ही एरिया कॅल्क्युलेट केला. ओके, याची टोटल जर का तुम्ही काढली तर याची टोटल किती आहे? 800 प्लस 1080 प्लस 1200. ओके, सो दिस व्हॅल्यू इज माय ए. आणि एच किती येणार? एच तुमचा किती येणार? एच इज गोइंग टू बी वाय बार फ्रॉम द बॉटम, विच आय हॅव ऑलरेडी कॅल्क्युलेटेड इन माय सम. इकडे आपण टोटल एरिया पण काढलेला आहे आणि वाय बार पण काढलेला आहे. टोटल एरिया इज 3080 and this is 57.9. 3080 into 57.9 square. So even if you calculate this way, you will get the same answer. Your answer is going to be same, whichever way you calculate. पण हे आपण कधी करणार? ज्या वेळेला ऑलरेडी तुम्ही मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट सेंट्रोइडल ऍक्सिस काढला असेल तर, नाहीतर मग आपली ही वाली मेथड आहे. Find centroidal moment of inertia about x-x axis and y-y axis for symmetrical I section with flanges top and bottom 200 into 12, web 10 into 300. So now both the flanges are same. So this is the figure. Both the flanges are same, and then in between you have the web. Okay. Now we have to do the calculation for the symmetrical I section. Now the method that we have seen just now is definitely applicable. So what I have done, this is my I section. In red I have marked the flanges, in green I have marked the web. This is the y axis. So you can calculate the moment of inertia of y about y axis directly. dB cube by 12 figure number 1, for 2, for 3, put the values and get the answer of IYY. So here your IYY is 16.025 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So this part is absolutely same what we have done in the previous sum. Now what I'm going to do is to calculate x-axis. Again, if you check the x-axis of figure number 1, 2 and 3, they are not coinciding. If they are not coinciding, that means I have to use the parallel axis theorem. But here I may not calculate the value of y bar with the formula that we have learned in applied mechanics. What I will do is, because this is symmetrical, so I can get the value of y bar directly by saying total depth of the I section divided by 2. because it is symmetrical about x-axis. Top and bottom is same. Okay, so I can get the value of y bar directly. And then what I will do is, then I will use the parallel axis theorem. So Ixx is equal to, for flanges, I am saying Ig plus AH square. I am using the parallel axis theorem. Both the flanges are same. So I am saying multiplied by 2. And web. Now if you observe for the web, the x-axis of the I section, entire I section, and x-axis for the web is coinciding. So if you calculate this h, you will get the answer as 0. As h is 0, the ah square term will be 0. So put all the values and you get the answer of Ixx. So this is by using the parallel axis theorem. So I'm saying, I'm calling this as solution number 1. Same what we have done for T section or for the unsymmetrical I section. But for symmetrical I section, there is one shortcut method to calculate Ixx. Iyy will be calculated in the same fashion. What we have done here will remain same. No change in that. But in Ixx, I'm going to make some change. So just listen to this very carefully. Now see what I'm doing is, now my I section, I'm going to change the way I was looking at the I section. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take one rectangle and from this rectangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deduct two rectangles more. So this red rectangles I'm going to deduct. So now what I've done, now this white wala rectangle is my figure number 1. Red wala rectangle is figure number 2 and this is figure number 3. Now why I've done this? See, this is also I section. If I do this configuration, or in the previous configuration also, this is I section. But the advantage that I'm going to get with this is, if you observe the axis of centroidal axis of figure number 1, figure number 2 and figure number 3, it is common, it is coinciding, and we have studied, if the axis, centroidal axis is coinciding, I can do the calculations without using the parallel axis theorem. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say that Ixx of the I section is equal to what? BD cube by 12 minus small bd cube by 12 into okay. So that is, if I take common, capital BD cube minus small bd cube divided by 12. So what is this capital B? So capital B is going to be, for the whole rectangle, this is my capital B. Okay, so this capital B is the B of whole rectangle. Capital D is the depth of this rectangle. Small b is going to be this plus this, and small d is going to be this. Okay, so what you need to do is, you need to calculate the dimensions of the small rectangles. Now we have seen here that the capital B, which was given in the sum, was 200. Then capital D we have calculated. Now this value, the web was given as 300 plus 12 and 12. So this will be 324. This was already given as 300. Now this I will calculate. How to calculate this? So this is 200. Okay, this is 200 minus the thickness of the web was given. This is 10. So if this is 10, the total of this is going to be 190. If you want, you can write separately. You can write this as 95 and this as 95. But we are not interested in this 95. We are interested in the total. So what I will do, this 200 minus 10, I'm going to get 190. Okay, total of this. So what I'm doing, B is 200, capital D 324, small b is 190, that's 200 minus 10, and small d is this depth 300. So if you calculate, you will get the answer as same 139.37. So in I section, I am doing the same. This is a rectangle, and instead of deducting one rectangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deduct two rectangles. फक्त मी काय करणार, या दोन रेक्टँगलला एकत्र घ्यायच्या ऐवजी मी त्यांना फक्त सेपरेट सेपरेट ठेवणार. So this is one small rectangle and this is another small rectangle, and that is the reason why formula of this and formula of this I can keep as same.